Okay, hello YouTube. This is going to be my tour. Okay, almost maybe 98%, 95% complete with this room. And I thought it's about time to do a tour. I don't have my computer and everything all set up in an office space where I can really do any really good editing. So I'm just shooting on my Samsung Flip 5 Fold Z Fold 5 phone. I'm going to make a quick tour here. Just walking into the double doors that lead from the upstairs hallway into the room. And as soon as you get on your face with my extra large clock that used to be in the living room, and it's flanked or sits next to my front right speaker. All of the primary 7-bed layer speakers in this room are JBLs. Man, forgive me, I don't know the model number, but I believe this is I'll look at that later. But all JBL. I wanted a JBL synthesis, but they were just a bit more pricey out of my budget. So this is a budget-friendly room. Everything pretty much, a few carryovers from my previous room that still have already had. Most of the equipment here is all new. You'll see that this IKEA equipment rack is from my previous home. I carry that over. It doesn't quite fit within the space of what this was a closet. This was a bedroom that was turned into a game room / office for the previous owner, and it didn't have a door and a wall there. That wall was taken off that to make it into a lounge with a pool room, and now we put the wall back and added the doors that used to be downstairs. And now this is back into a room again, and this was an actual closet, and now we're using it as a built-in a way, a recess to put the entertainment center and to put my 83-inch Sony Bravia Master series television. So this is a carryover. Did change a few things. Took off the legs and put on some nice casters. If you can see that. So that allows me to be able to, move this entertainment center in and out to get to the back end, which I couldn't do before. It was a pain. But yes, so I believe the size of Arena 551 JBLs and the front, I can't remember the model number, but the front left and right are a bit a step up from the 551s. I can't remember the model, but a little bit larger. But they both are using an MTM design with the waveform tweeter, and I believe it is a silk dome and a 5-inch set of woofers for the mids. So we painted this room from the walls and the ceiling an urban bronze, Sherwin-Williams color, and then I went on Audio Device, and they did a audio advice and a video on how to spray paint your to get a matching color for your grill. So I did that, ordered it. It was kind of expensive. It's like $65 for like 2 cans, but to match the color of the grill to the wall. And you'll see on this side, I have the grills off. Okay, and the grill sitting here on the floor. And they look pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect. We actually probably needed another can, but we weren't willing to spend any more money on that. Again, so put the casters on the entertainment system so that we can move that and make it a little bit more mobile. Another thing I just recently did for the TV, it used to be sitting on the entertainment center, which is another reason why the entertainment center couldn't move, and we put it on a mount. So now I can simply swivel and get back here and get behind and see cables and whatnot to change. Here's something else I added. Actually got an external network card adapter, USB to plug in here to actually connect the television, since it is smart TV and all, and is pretty much most of the sources from the TV itself, and actually hardwired my Ethernet cable into the router there. But this mount was a pretty bit of a bear. I had to mount it a couple of times because the first time it started to come out the wall, but I double anchored it at the top, single angle at the bottom. It's pretty stable now. One point that actually holds, and it does articulate left and right, up and down, back and forth. Well, not up and down, but back and forth. So I like it straight up and down and centered, and that's pretty much the way it is now. But that was a nice addition. The paint inside the closet area is a tricorn. Is another Sherwin-Williams tricorn black. I had to try to patch up here where, you know, I had it up too high at first and had to bring it down to here. So didn't do a great job. So I'm probably gonna have to repaint this whole thing again at some point. There is one incandescent light that's up there. Switch on that side. So that's what's going on behind here. On the other side, really quick, I'm using Verizon Fios. Here's the router here. Now this router is tricky. For whatever reason, turning the system on, I find I have to reset the router in order to get good connectivity. But once it is reset, you know, with the new external network adapter, it goes from 100 megabytes per second up to 350 up and down with the external. So that was a great addition. I saw it on someone else's channel, and that works. So here's a feature of this TV. If you don't do anything for a while, it goes into this decor mode, shows the time and flashes some pictures and plays a little music in the background. So let me close the door here. That's the other side. So outside is white. Interior, it remains the wood trim, which matches the original crown molding and the chair rail. We just decided to leave that in, and I thought that would continue the effect that we like with this room, calling it a gentleman's lounge. I do at some point want to put a sign outside the room. Now we don't have theater chairs. This set was previously in our living room in the old house, and now we have a different softer material for this living room downstairs. We put it here, and it works out pretty perfectly. It fits right inside it. This room is a 14-foot wide room. It's about 20. If you go all the way to the cabinet, you're looking at 26 feet. I think right up to where the TV is 24 feet wall to wall. So the couch is about 10 foot wide, so it fits perfectly right in that position. And this is what it looks like from behind the back of the room. So pretty nice. The house did have a pool table, and we asked that remained. So it's here. Very nice table. Had to tighten the legs a bit. It is, I believe, let's see here. It is a AMF Play Master. Very nice table. Hope to use it a little bit more as the years go by. Did change out that light fixture. If you looked at my previous video, you'll see. And it's just a low special. Added the Edison bulbs. It's a nice feature, vintage look like that. And it sticks with, even though it's metal, it has that brown wood look to it. And got this this Q rack. That was like a $60 purchase off of Amazon, but it fits in very nicely like that. Still have a few albums hanging on the wall. Some Afrocentric art I have had in already. I plan to get more frames for the albums. In the back of the room, one of my latest purchases, just had a birthday just a couple days ago, October 4th. And this was my early birthday present of stuff, so I had it for a little while. I've been wanting to get this Technics SL1200. This is a Mark 7, the newest one. The only thing about it, and I bought this from Sweetwater, only thing about it is there are no hinges for the cover, so I have to actually manually lift it off. I thought it had hinges, but they aren't there. So just these little plastic rubber stoppers to protect the bottom. So I might look into trying to modify that at some point. But very, very nice. On it, I have an Ortofon black cartridge. It is the 2M black. So it's the top of the line moving magnet cartridge that's provided by Ortofon, and it's a big everything. The turntable, the cartridge is a big step up from my Audio Technica LP60, which I had, and here again is the Audio Technica. The model is, let me see, I can't remember. Anyway, I have a video about this. I'm sticking with this phono preamp for now. The cartridge did come with another cartridge cleaner, much denser than the one I previously had, so I like to keep up with that. And of course, my cleaning elixir, which Michael Fremer says don't spray anything on your record. So I don't know, I might have to readjust and figure out what to do about cleaning. I like to get a cleaning set, but I just don't know where to put it here. And this nice console that we've had in our previous house, I'm just kind of using it as a stand. So the Technics is way back here, and the speakers, of course, are way up front. So if you're listening to two-channel, there's no vibration. But if I do a multi-channel, which I do kind of like to listen to multi-channel here, in the back I do have two subs, so I have to worry about some vibration from that. So the Micro 3000 here, and another Micro 3000 here, because I do have 4 subs in the room. Now with the Cinema 50, so let's turn down this. So before I go back up front, JBL is there. It is a 7.4.4 setup in here. So I believe these are the Arena 551s. I think that's the right model for the sides. And so matching here, all sides, the front, the side surround, the rear surround. So the grill's off on this side. There's another close up there. And with the grills on the opposite side to see how they do kind of blend in, but you can't tell they're there, matching the color of the paint. So again, JBL's on the side, all the way around. For the 2 subs in the front, of course, we got the in-wall SVS 3000 in-wall subs. Great purchase. I'm so happy with that. I mean, this room is small, so I can't really have a lot of subs sitting around. My PB2000s, I still have them. They're down in the garage, and at some point I'm going to turn that into another sanctuary, but it's the last thing on the list in this house. But again, the Technics 1200 Mark 7 is there, so I can play and not have to worry about too much vibration, because the majority of the sound and vibrations from speakers are happening up here. Okay, let's turn down the sound so you can hear me. Okay, my channel showing on the television here, but I want to kind of look at the equipment here. Kind of small changes, actually. The major change is the Cinema 50, which has given me some consternation. I've always wanted a Marantz, and now we had a Cinema 50. It's what I wanted. It's kind of been problematic with this Sony television. They don't want to talk to each other very well, and when you click it on, it should automatically switch to external speakers, power on the Cinema 50, power on the Motiva. That's a Basex A5175. It's a no longer in production 5-channel amp from Motiva, but it works great. I think it's like 175 channels per amp per channel. So that I have an unboxing video for that, of course, from the previous house. That's a carryover. This is the amp here for, and that's the STA 800D/12C, I think, for the SVS in-wall 3000s. So that one amp has to power both. So it's 800 watts, but when you're powering two, it's 400 per channel. I could get a second one and then use all 800 on each of the amps individually. But in this room, yeah, it doesn't really need all of that, and it works out really well. So 400 watts per sub instead of the full 800. So that's new. The Panamax N4300 Tech PM. That's the carrier from my previous house, the Verizon set-top box, and my Sony X700 Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray player. That's a carryover from the last house. I didn't have it in the theater. It was in the bedroom, but moved it up in here. So Sony with the Sony, I thought works perfectly. The tri-band Verizon router system. So I have three of those, one here and one in the garage, one in the master bedroom, and it pretty much does a good coverage throughout the house. I do work from home, so that system pretty much covers everything that I need to do. I do expect to have a few more internet-enabled, network-enabled devices, so I'm going to put it to work. Down here, some 4K and some movies that I use specifically for demos and what have you stored there. And here's another close-up of the end wall with the cover off. Okay, and that pretty much covers the room, I think. Now, here's my overflow albums. I want to find a solution where I can put the albums in the room, but there's not a lot of room. With this pool table here, you need to be able to have room around it, of course, to play. So not a lot of room on the walls to put things. So I am going to mount more records on the wall just for show. But I did buy this stand just recently. This was an Amazon purchase. Worked out really well. I still got the letters on it from putting it together. And it says it holds about 150 albums. So it's pretty nice. Some of them, the albums that I might play more regularly, more recently, some of the new albums. And I've got a few albums I haven't even opened yet, like this Who Is Jill Scott here. I've got this new Greg Report. It's not new, but Liquid Spirit that I haven't even opened yet. And so it's part of the journey. And I think that's pretty nice. It's tucked in that little alcove out of the way, 150 albums, and it's available to use whenever I'm ready to spin some vinyl in this room. So I think that's about it. A view of the golf course. Of course, we got a lot of windows in this room, so you have to worry about that far as, reflections. And we wanted to replace some of these windows, but the prices, man, we had, Anderson Renewal and Window World come out, and, we're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars. So, we just decided just some plastic and seal these up and deal with it for now. At some point in the future, we might do more. You have this IKEA cowhide rug. Wanted to put it up front, but it didn't really work well there, so it ended up here under the pool table. And yeah, that's about it. That's my room. Technics in the back, SVS in the back, JBL's all around. Oh, I didn't mention the in ceiling. I didn't take the cover off of that, but there are four. One here, on the opposite side, it's a square, and one here. And they blend in pretty well, especially with the lights there. You probably can't even see. You see light, but you don't see the speaker. So the in ceiling, and I cannot remember the model on those either. I'm not doing very well. I'm giving you the correct information in this video, but just wanted to go ahead and get this out because I've been working on this room so long and there's still more yet to do, but that's where we are. I like it. It's different from my previous room. I'm starting to, and as you see on my videos there, my dimity splits room, you'll see my previous room, which was a basement, and I don't have a basement here, but at some point in the future, I want to put the Lascalas back in action with the Sonys as well as the PB2000s again. But I'm going to do that in the garage at some point. I want to build out some things in there, and I'd like to get a Macintosh 275 on that. So sometime in the future, maybe never, I don't know. But this is where we are now, 7.4.4, and it works pretty well. So going back to the handshake problems with the Cinema 50 and the Sony television, what I finally did was I got a nice 8K short, because I had a very long cable before. I got a shortened 8K HDMI cable and changed that out. And the handshake issues are pretty much gone now, so it all works very well. I had to replace my trigger cable going from the Cinema 50 down to the Emotiva amplifier, from the Emotiva amplifier out to the SVS amplifier for the subs, and it all works pretty well now. So I'm happy with it. But you know, you're never done, and it's always something new to tweak. But it's a pretty clean room. Sound is pretty good. You know, I'm probably gonna try to listen to some records today. Don't get to do that often. Just to just, you know, fall into a trap of just listening and watching and being left alone. It's not always the case, because there's so much other things that have to be done. And of course, the view out the window is the third hole for the golf course. Let's see if I can zoom in. Got some people out there playing now. There are always someone every day, 7 days a week on this course. So it's a nice view, nice look down on the deck and everything. Yeah, so, you know, I'm looking at this as my forever home. I told my wife I'm not moving anymore, so I got to make do with whatever we can do in this space. But so thanks so much for watching. It's not fancy. It's a raw cut. I'm not going to edit this. What it is what it is. But again, I have JBLs all around, SVS, Sony Master, Marantz Cinema 50, Emotiva. You know, it's not the highest end. It's affordable. I think overall, everything in this room probably spent about 16 grand. So less than $20,000, and everything is brand new, you know, for the most part. A couple carryovers with the Emotiva, which I bought that on a reduced sale, closeout sale, less than $1,000 for that. So, you know, I really can't complain. You know, if you want to make a room, you know, you can do that. And, you know, these things I bought new, but, you know, Facebook Marketplace, you can get these things a lot cheaper now, because the SVS, the end walls, I think, are not as new as they were before now. So you might be able to find a pair on the used market. They work great. They're out of the way. You paint the grills and they match the color of the walls. Your wife is not upset with that. I mean, you know, she actually painted the grills on these. Actually, it was my wife that painted the grills. So she had a part in this process. So that's very great. That's more than anything, really, when you can say that we did this together. And that's the biggest difference from this house and the last houses. She's been involved every step along the way in improving things. So again, so thanks for watching. As things develop right now, we're working on the kitchen. It's getting close to being done. I might do a quick video about that, because that's going to be really nice too. That's something that is more leaning to what she wants. So anyway, thanks for watching. That's my room. I hope you liked it. God bless, and talk to you next time.